Man forced by circumstances had no choice but to sing on the streets for a living. Unfortunately, even with so many people passing by, no one ever stopped to listen. An old man felt sorry for him and casually tossed him some leftover bread. But for a grown man, that small amount of food was barely enough to matter. Still hungry, he had no choice but to dig through trash cans fighting dogs and rats for scraps. But today luck wasn't on his side and he couldn't find anything edible in the garbage. Desperate, he walked into a fast food joint and ordered the cheapest meal. Even though the meal only cost $3, he was still 9 cents short. So he offered to play a song for the owner, hoping to make up the difference with music. But the owner would rather throw the meal away than sell it to him for less. Even told him off with harsh words and demanded he leave immediately. What the owner didn't know was that this homeless man he looked down on would soon become a household name worth over 100 times more than him. And this wasn't just a story, it actually happened. The man's name was James. Unlike most homeless people, his father was still alive. Though not wealthy, his father could at least afford to feed him. James ended up on the streets because he was addicted to drugs for years. For 8 years he kept saying he would quit but never once succeeded. Eventually his father had enough and kicked him out. With no support, James survived by busking on the streets. From the way he sifted through trash like a pro, it was clear his life had been rough. Shortly after getting kicked out of the fast food place, he ran into an old friend. The friend invited him into an unlocked car and even offered him a bag of powder. James initially tried to resist since he was trying to quit, but that resolve only lasted a moment before he gave in again. They stayed high in the car all night until the owner showed up in the morning. The friend panicked and tried to wake James so they could run, but James was completely unresponsive, like he was in shock. Seeing this, the friend had no choice but to leave him behind and escape alone. When James came to, he was already in the hospital. Facing the detox doctor who rushed to see him, he felt deeply ashamed. He had messed up his recovery once again. The doctor wasn't planning to help this chronic liar anymore, but seeing James in so much pain, he softened up and told him to come find him right after getting discharged. 3 days later, James was released from the hospital. The doctor set up a new detox plan and had him sign a contract. From then on, he could get a free daily dose of detox meds. To show his gratitude, James played and sang a song for the doctor. That song moved the doctor deeply. He used his one and only housing slot to apply for a shelter room for James, because he heard hope in James's voice despite him being at rock bottom. He hadn't let go of the idea of a better future. When James first walked into the shelter, he couldn't believe his eyes. The place was fully furnished with all the basic living supplies. He never imagined someone like him would get to live somewhere so decent. He was overwhelmed and didn't know how to thank the doctor. But the doctor only wanted one promise from him: to stick with the treatment. After the doctor left, James had nothing to do, so he climbed into the tub. Due to copyright restrictions, this movie can only take you this far. The name of this movie is A Street Cat Named Bob.